Shadow Queen by Andrew Takahashi. The Confrontation. Kofuku-tei sat nestled among pine trees on a hillside overlooking Sapporo, its traditional architecture and manicured gardens suggesting wealth and discretion in equal measure. The narrow road leading to it was lined with expensive cars, and Junho had to park his modest rental a considerable distance from the entrance. The restaurant required reservations, which Junho didn't have, but when he mentioned that he was seeking information about Takahashi Sumiko, the hostess's demeanor changed subtly. After a brief, whispered phone conversation, she led him not to the main dining room, but to a small private chamber overlooking the garden. "Please wait here," she said, bowing deeply. "Someone will be with you shortly." Junho sat in the traditional tatami room, trying to calm his racing heart. Through the window, he could see the lights of Sapporo spread out below like a vast constellation. Somewhere down, there was the woman who had given birth to him, who had written that heartbreaking letter, who had watched over him from the shadows for 3 decades. The door slid open without ceremony. The woman who entered was not what he had expected. She was elegantly dressed in a dark kimono, her hair styled in a perfect chignon, her movements graceful and controlled. She appeared to be in her mid-50s, though her face was carefully maintained and could have belonged to someone younger. But it was her eyes that caught Junho's attention, dark, intelligent, and utterly cold. "You are Lee Junho," she said in perfect Japanese, settling gracefully across from him. It wasn't a question. "Yes. And you are?" "That doesn't matter." She poured tea from a service that had been waiting on the table, her movements precise and economical. "I understand you've been asking questions about Takahashi Sumiko." "I have. I believe she's my mother." The woman's expression didn't change, but something flickered in her eyes. "Many people have mothers, Junho-san. Most of them don't come to Hokkaido looking for them. Most people don't receive letters like this." He pulled out the yellowed envelope, placing it carefully on the table between them. The woman's gaze fell to the letter, and for the first time, her composure cracked slightly. Her hand, reaching for her teacup, trembled almost imperceptibly. "Where did you get this?" "From the woman who raised me. She gave it to me on her deathbed 3 months ago." The silence stretched between them, heavy with unspoken truths. The woman stared at the letter as if it were a ghost made manifest. "You should not have come here," she said finally, her voice barely above a whisper. "But I had to. I've been searching for months. I know about the business empire, about the connections, about the woman they call the Ice Queen. I know you've been watching over me, helping me from the shadows. I know. You know nothing." The words came out sharp, cutting. The woman's composure returned like a steel door slamming shut. "Whatever you think you know about Takahashi Sumiko, you are mistaken. Then tell me the truth." She stood abruptly, moving to the window. With her back to him, she seemed smaller, more fragile. "The truth is that Takahashi Sumiko died a long time ago. She died in an empty house in Tokyo, holding letters that were returned to sender. She died when she realized that the innocent girl who had written those letters could never survive in the world she had to inhabit. But you're here. You're alive." She turned back to face him, and her expression was like winter itself. "I am not your mother." The words hung in the air between them like a physical blow. Junho felt as if the ground had shifted beneath him. "That's impossible. The letter was written by a foolish girl who believed in fairy tales. The woman who wrote it no longer exists." Junho stood as well, his own composure finally cracking. "I don't believe you. I've seen the evidence, the business deals that helped me, the scholarships, the opportunities that appeared exactly when I needed them. You can deny it all you want, but I know what you've done for me. Something in her eyes shifted again, a flash of pain so brief it might have been imagined. Even if that were true, even if someone had been watching over you, why would you want to claim such a person as your mother? Do you have any idea what it took to survive? What kinds of people I had to deal with? What kinds of choices I had to make? I don't care what you've done. I don't care what you had to become. You're my mother, and No, the word was final, absolute. I am not your mother. Your mother was a woman named Kim Bok-sun, who raised you with love and kindness. Your mother died 3 months ago, and you should honor her memory instead of chasing ghosts. She moved toward the door, but Junho stepped into her path. Please, don't do this. I've traveled so far, searched so long. I know you think you're protecting me, but I don't need protection anymore. I just need. What? What do you need? Her control slipped again, and for a moment, her voice carried decades of pain. Do you need a mother who built her fortune on blood money? Do you need a mother who had to make deals with devils to survive? Do you need a mother whose hands are so stained that she can never touch anything pure again without contaminating it? The silence that followed was deafening. Junho stared at her, finally understanding the depth of her self-imposed exile. You're wrong, he said quietly. I need the mother who loved me enough to give me up. I need the mother who watched over me for 30 years without asking for anything in return. I need the mother who is standing right in front of me, trying to protect me even now. For a moment, her mask slipped completely. Her hand rose unconsciously toward his face before she caught herself and pulled it back. Get out, she whispered. Go back to Korea. Forget you ever came here. Live your life in the light, as you were meant to. And what about you? I will continue to do what I have always done. I will remain in the shadows where I belong. She slid past him and was gone, leaving only the faint scent of expensive perfume and the echo of 30 years of sorrow. Junho stood alone in the tatami room, staring at the letter that lay forgotten on the table. Outside, the lights of Sapporo twinkled like distant stars, beautiful and unreachable. He sank to his knees, overwhelmed by the magnitude of what he had just experienced. He had found his mother, only to be told that the woman he sought no longer existed. He had been offered love, only to have it wrapped in such pain that accepting it felt like cruelty. But as he knelt there in the silence, surrounded by the ghost of his mother's presence, Junho made a decision. If she believed herself too contaminated by the past to be his mother, then he would find a way to prove her wrong. The search was far from over. It was, in fact, just beginning.